All right, guys, so the brand new patch is in Diablo Immortal right now already, and there's a bunch of things that I want to cover at sort of a high level, and then I'm going to break down each individual new essence or new item, really, in the upcoming days with different videos, because some of these new legendary items are literally best in slot, and now we actually have a very easy way of proving it, and we have a perfectly balanced PvP system that I want to try out again in the Conqueror game mode. So without further ado, let's go and cover all the new things that came into the most recent patch in Diablo Immortal. All right, so first things first, we're going to cover things that are in the game now, as well as things that are going to be coming in the coming days. So first one that is by far my favorite of all time that they've added to Diablo Immortal is going to be the training ground. So I'm here in Westmarch. You can see on the map here that it is to the left of the courtyard, basically where everything is. And the best part, even if you don't actually enjoy hitting a dummy and practicing and min-maxing your builds, is just Nadia as a whole, because you can do your stash, your armory, and your essence transfer all in the same exact place. I cannot tell you how much time I personally spend running back and forth between the essence transfer and the armory. Like literally, I spend so much time when I'm building a build going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now I can do all of it at one spot. I literally love that as its own entity in the game. Just having all three in one specific person is phenomenal. And then, and on top of that, they actually did a phenomenal job, just a really, really great job with the training ground as a whole. So I'm gonna go ahead and just beat up this training dummy for a little bit. I've been doing 30-second intervals for all of my tests, so that's what we're gonna do now. But basically, you get these options of training dummies. There's one on the top, one on the bottom. You can either function it to your whole party, so this other tab at the top right, right here above the training ground tab, sort of, damage log, gives you the ability of either doing all of your party or just the first one here, which is just you and your damage. So if you're in a party, you can just look at your damage, or you can look at your whole party's damage. Pretty interesting there. I don't see the party one being too used too much. It would be nice, again, I cannot put enough emphasis on this, if they added this into other things such as dungeons and raids and things of that nature. But let's go and start beating it up. I'm going to beat it up for 30 seconds and then pause it, and then we can talk about what you can do with this data. So we're going to jump straight into it and do like my normal sort of build and my normal little rotation, if you will, which is pretty straightforward. We have 4 buttons. You're going to basically hit them in a certain order, and then boom, you want to make sure you keep all of your your buffs and debuffs going as much as possible. We're at 13 seconds here. You can see total damage is at just over 4 mil, approaching 5 mil right now. And yeah, that's basically all you're going to want to do when it comes to the training dummy. You don't want to move too much, because you really want to get just the raw data here from your build. Got 3 more seconds, 2, 1, and then pause. So I paused it right at 30 seconds, and the reason you pause it is actually right here above my screen where my cursor is that the dots will continue, or damage over time effects will continue taking counting damage if you just try to walk away. So the fact they added a pause button is really, really great. So you go to breakdown, you can see that my primary attack did 2.7 million damage, or 30% of the total damage by itself. My swarm of bats would be second place, as it did 18.2% of the damage, which makes a lot of sense with the build that I'm currently rocking. And you can see with the breakdown of everything else. You can see my legendary gems did 25% of the damage, so a lot of my damage is actually coming from my legendary gems, which is good to know. Miscellaneous, which breaks it down as other damage sources not logged through primary attack skills, legendary gems, and will be recorded here. Examples is set bonuses, reforged family bonuses, ancestral properties, curse gear, and paragon, etc., etc. In case you're curious on what I was using, I am just using treasure hunter builds. That's not the best paragon tree to use. I would have used weaver if I was really trying to do more damage. But again, I have already used this a ton. And basically, if I wanted to min-max or test 2 different builds, I would take a screenshot of this right here and then switch my build here at Nadia to whatever the build I want to compare it to, and then I would just hit it again for 30 seconds, pause it right at 30 seconds, and see which total damage is higher, as well as the DPS or damage per second. This edition is phenomenal. It is by far my favorite addition to the game. Like I said, I've already used it so much, and already made tweaks to some of my builds, which we're going to be covering in different videos, and it's kind of came at the right time, because there's even new legendary essences that came to the game for all the classes, and the Blood Knight in particular, who I'm on, there's already one new essence that is by far best in slot. I'm going to have that video coming up here in the next couple days, but I did want to just sort of, in this video, look at all of it at sort of, like I said, like a high level. So that's going to be it for the training ground. Next up is, again, events that are in the game right now. We do have Conqueror available from 8/23 to 9/06, or the 6th of September. So it's a few weeks of that. If you don't know where to go to play this mode, you can literally do it from your events tab and just hit go. And then you can find your match. You can use a preset build, or you can use one of the existing ones here, where it just sort of tells you what it is, and then you can adjust. I would recommend using your own build. It used to be 10v10 and now it is 8v8. I have not played it yet. My first game into it will be on the Blood Knight, which was not available the last time we had Conqueror, I believe. And then B, I will actually record the video as I have not tried it with some of the adjustments they made, and I'm sure it's gonna be hella fun with the Blood Knight and the lesser people in the group, so that'll be fun. And you should make sure you do this at least on a weekly basis, if not even daily, because some of the rewards you get here are pretty great. You get a ton of the battle pass points, which if you want to max out your battle pass here in the coming time, you know, we literally have just under a week left. And then if you win a match, you get the mystery legendary item. And then if you win a match in under 6, you also get that too. So all in all, there was a ton of bonuses here. And this does reset every Wednesday. They did put that in the patch notes. So as of the recording of this video, today is, I don't even know what today is. What is today? Today is, my phone is charging, Thursday. So we have exactly 6 days for the reset. You're going to see this video on Friday. So we still have plenty of time in order to take advantage of that. Now what else is new into the game? If you go to the shop, you can see the skins. Apparently there's a new bundle. Where am I at? Cosmetics. So it's this one right here. This was the one they showed us, the Walking Nightmare. It looks pretty good, right? It looks okay. So you can see in the Blood Knight, the head is actually probably the coolest part. His keepsake is actually his arm. His lighting up arm is actually pretty fire. You can see what it is for the Barbarian. Again, it's decent. I'm not going to get it. It doesn't do anything crazy for me. The Wizard actually looks pretty cool, but again, I'm good on what I have. So check out Demon Hunter. They always, I was going to say always look good, but I'm actually not the biggest fan of that one. Crusader with the massive shield. Okay. Necro. Wow, that head actually looks sick for the Necro. And the shield too. I don't know. The Necro might be my favorite. Did I look at Monk? I skipped Monk. I feel like Monk looks either really, really good or looks the same in all of them. So that's going to be that that cosmetic. You can purchase it. I want to say, yeah, you can get the deluxe version where it's for all 7 different classes. That costs you 3K, which, I mean, if you compare the value there, so it's 1,000 orbs for one, and then it's 1,500 for the portal, which kind of looks all right. But then for double that, you get literally 6 times the armor and 6 times the weapon and 6 times the portal. I forgot the portal is not cross class. That's really one thing they should change, is just make all portals cross class. I don't understand why those are tied to the class at all. But either way, I mean, that value is there if you really like the skin. I don't personally think it's one of the best ones. Actually, I even feel like the Children of Venarius is better looking, if I were to be honest. That skin actually looks pretty fire, not gonna lie. Bundles, I guess there was some new bundles. I haven't looked at these in a while. I don't know how new these are. So Shrewded Heroes bundle. Yeah, 363 for $6. I mean, it's there. Now this one is when used, select 5 bound legendary gems, quantity 2. One of the 6 gems will be randomly obtained. So you basically pick 6 legendary 5-star gems, and you will randomly get one of those 6 that you pick. Cheaper price than what it's typically been at in the past, so that's actually kind of surprising. And it looks like we have a few more that unlock here tomorrow. So don't know the cost, but 540 and plus 6. I'm assuming it's gonna be about $10 considering the price of this one and comparing that one. Rockhound's Trove. We have a new thing here. When used, select 1 5-star bound legendary gem, quality 2 to obtain. So it's guaranteeing you get to basically pick your legendary gem. I am at a point where I would not recommend spending for legendary gems in the game, because based off where I'm at. So I have 3K resonant wings. I can do just about anything I want to do in any PvP mode, whether it be free to play or pay to play, and feel like I can still give value enough content. So it's not something I'm interested in doing, but those are the new things added to the shop if you're curious. The other things that are not in the game yet are going to be the new challenge rift. So they're actually going to be here on the 28th when the new season starts. We will be going all the way to level 400. So make sure you are min-maxing your builds now, so that in 4 days, when we do get the new challenge rift difficulties, you can come in here and grind, because they actually also increase the level to level 20 for our secondary gear. So the gear on the far left are just above my camera. You can see I've already upgraded 2 to level 16. I actually have enough to upgrade this one to 16 as well. Maybe actually even now, maybe make that part of the video. But make sure you do that. That's basically free combat rating that you can obtain right now. And then it's even more you can obtain once we get the new challenge rift difficulties to get even more of the fodder. Now, of course, you're going to need the fodder in multiple forms, such as, let's go and do it. So upgrade here. So I do have enough to actually upgrade this, and I will. So you do need the cryptic crystals, so that's part of the what if you get from the challenge rift, and then you also need your scrap material, which is just basically part of the game that you need to farm a lot of in general. So you can see I did the first two. I did my neck and my first ring, and that's because it gives me strength and vitality, or just basically for the strength. I really want my primary stat being buffed. Bottom three do not give you your primary stat, but still give you the same level of combat rating. So I was going for stats alone, so I'm going to go and upgrade my other ring again. So I'm going to be getting here 14 combat rating, which is a pretty substantial amount of combat rating. So that's what, 14, that's 28 plus 30, what, 42 combat rating for upgrading 3. That's not bad at all, just for one level for each one. And then these can obviously go all the way to level 20. It's a lot of combat rating you can pick up pretty easily. Gonna go ahead and do this now. Boom. And 14 combat rating. Love that. And 7 strength. Feeling pretty good. If you're curious where my combat rating is in general, I am sitting at 22,280. I am still missing some upgrades on my set gear for Inferno 2. So my ring here is still Inferno 1. As well as my belt and my pants. Actually, no, my these they aren't full combat rating leveled up yet. So like 1257 is the highest that I've seen so far, but these are still Inferno 2, but just not the highest rank. And then my shoes are the ones that are the absolute lowest that I need to work on, and they're at 1145. I don't even think I have enough. Yeah, I don't have enough fodder yet. I need to work on that. So that's what you should be doing in the game to increase your combat rating, but that's, again, a video for a different time. That's basically it outside of the legendary gear, the new essences that we have that are in game. And like I said, there's already one for the Blood Knight that makes it best in slot compared to some of the other ones that we have used for all of our builds. So make sure you subscribe to this channel if you want to see which essence I'm talking about for the Blood Knight, because that'll be coming out in the coming days. And guys, I am loving Diablo Immortal. I'm loving where it's at. The new stuff we're getting is very exciting. If I missed anything in this most recent patch and I haven't covered it, make sure you put it in the comments below and I might make a new video. But there are several videos to be made on this patch. So without further ado, guys, we're going to end this one and start recording the next one. So next time, lock it in.